It's the 3rd of September, so I'm back down the allotment for the first time in 25 days, and yeah, it's a big difference. A lot of weeds, a lot of things are overgrown. I'm not here to deal with that today so much. I'm here just to harvest some things. I'm going to come down. It's Sunday today, so I'll be down probably Thursday to just start doing a bit of clearing up and shutting things down, really. So it's just difficult to get up here with circumstances and obviously, health things. Big thank you for the comments on the last video. I need to sit down and answer a lot of comments. I do read them all, so I'll carry on leaving them. I will get around to answering them all. And and for those who've donated to the channel as well, it's been a big help. I've actually ordered some stuff to put to use for next season. So we'll have a quick look round. Like I say, I'm not here to do any work as such. I might try and skim this off because it's a week of really hot weather this week, so I might see how energy levels are. I might just try and skim this off with the hoe and leave it on top to dry out. I have got some field beans to plant out, but we'll see. I'm not going to lock myself into something because I'll end up just tiring myself out. So I'll get the camera and we'll have a look around, especially the collie and the broccoli beds, because there are some broccoli starting, but they need weeding. So I just need to keep an eye out for cabbage whites if I'm lifting that up on them. So I might weed them today. It's mainly sweet corn. And we'll look at these peas because they need tying back. So I might be lucky and get a crop of peas because plenty of pods on, so they just need to fatten up. And I need to make sure I get here in time to get them on this run because the last run they went over. If I can salvage a crop from these, I've got a few extra ones here as well. I might just sort of claw it back a bit. So I'll get the camera and we'll have a look around. Right, look at the fruit cage. It needs weeding in there. So what I'm going to do when I come down, I know a lot of people are against weed killer, but for me it's just one of the things I have to do up here, but not being able to get up here on a regular basis, so I need to weed kill that as well. It's got a lot of moss growing there, but once the weeds are down I can kind of scuff the surface and that should get rid of the moss a little bit. It's just because it gets damp. We've had a really horrendously wet sort of July and August really, so obviously that doesn't help with moss growth, but we shall deal with that as we go on. Grapevines have gone crazy. I've not trained them again. I need to sort some out with them or get rid of them. I keep hacking them down, but they just keep coming back. I did put some dwarf French beans in last time. I've had a bit of a visit to like a mole or something, so but they've taken. I'll just weed around them, and if I get some off them, and great. Like I've said in previous videos, there's no harm trying, and you might just get a bit of a crop. If it's sat there doing nothing, if I'm coming up here, the odd time, and I get a bit of a crop, fine. Any beds that I'm definitely not planting I'll cover up. As you see, I need to tie these peas back. I managed to tie them back right down there for about 3 or 4 weeks ago, or about 4 weeks ago. So I might try and pull them up and put another string just to keep them back. Because if they fold over, it'll stop obviously any water getting to the pods to plump them up. So I'm going to try and just help them out a bit, and then we'll go from there. Asparagus bed's doing its thing. It's gone crazy on top. I need to get in there and weed that, get it all cleared, because I'm going to mulch that with probably straw this year, I think. Some more raspberries that are growing sort of wild. I'll deal with them. But this frame needs sorting out, it's all collapsing. There's loads of work to do, but like I say, it's the finance of it and actually the energy levels to actually be able to do it. This is all cauliflower in here. There's no curds forming yet. They won't form, for another month yet. Probably start in October. And probably harvest them end of October, November, something like that. But plenty of weeds in there, so I need to get in there and weed them. There'll be loads of seeds in there. They'll germinate later on, but obviously when I do the winter sort of shut down of the bed, they'll be okay. Broccoli, there's some heads in here. I've just got to watch it this week because obviously with it being dry, I don't want them to suddenly blow. It'd be a shame to lose them because they all look fairly healthy. Different size. I mean, they never come all at once, but they tend to all come within the space of like sort of 10 to 15 days. Unless you've got any that are way behind, but like I say, I think they were a May or an early June sowing. They went in straight pretty much a week or two after the other ones came out, and get another. It's all bonus stuff. I don't particularly need the broccoli or the cauliflower, to be honest, but I won't say no because salads are a bit horrendous at the moment. Just can't seem to get them to get going. That bed's got nothing in it, so I'll just need a weed in, and then I'll deal whether I'm going to cover it or if I'm going to top it up this year. I'll decide when I do it. Sweet corn might have gone over, but we'll see how that's fared. We had a wet enough sort of July. in August, so it should have hopefully plumped up. It just depends if we've had high winds on the pollination, because if you get high winds, because it's quite open here, it'll drag the pollen off and you want it to land on the tassels. So a bit of a knock-up pea frame here as well. Got plenty of peas here, plenty of pods. No mildew's just starting down at the bottom there, so I'm hoping, you know, it'll just go. I mean, I could spray it with milk and that, but I'm not going to. As long as I get a crop, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to give myself a load of work. Obviously, weeds. These thistles have come from neighbouring plots that have been abandoned, or they just don't look after them. So all the thistle seeds fly over here, because I'm like the end plot in the corner, and they land on here. I always get thistles, and I don't have any thistles on here. I never let any go to seed, so from other plots. This is a Rigoletto. This was planted early in the year. It does stand really well, to be honest. I mean, it's a massive head there. I'll probably take that today. Probably do a bit of clear up in there. Daddy Longlegs, the old crane fly. So they'll be breeding in there and laying their eggs, which will be leather jackets next year. Courgettes are kind of, they're packed up now, really. I'll take some off. There's obviously, from when I last went, there's probably not rotted off, to be honest, but some of these, I've had a load of courgettes this year, to be honest. I think I might just downgrade to 4 next year rather than 6. But like I say, if I can get up here often, I can keep picking them small. But you know, 2 weeks for a courgette is a difference between a, you know, a nice 6-inch or a, you know, an 18-inch Mara. Well, that's just the way it goes. So I'll harvest them as well. Them plants, I'll just, you know, I'll rip them out another day. But as I say, I'm just going to harvest today. We'll have a look at the end when what I've got done, and then we'll go back to the back garden, because I need to pull these big carrots as well. Right, that's it. I've had a bit of a tidy up. I've actually got a bit more done than I thought would, to be honest. It wasn't too bad to do. A lot of it it looked worse than it was. So I've cleared the bulk of the beds, to be honest. Apart, I've not touched the potato bed. I've just sort of hoed part of this bed and hand weeded in between the beans. Obviously, there's a few of them that haven't come up and they've been eaten off, but I'll even do the thing. They say something like 5-6 weeks ago there was onions growing in there, so another 2 weeks some of these will start having buds on, and they're going to crop. It's all bonus. These were like a purple pod, but obviously a lot of them have been they've germinated, but they've been sort of chewed off by slugs, because there's loads of grass. It's a mess, you know. So no point me stripping this. I'm just going to spray it all with weed killer. I always do. I know some people don't like it, but you know, a small bottle, it's about 15 quid. It lasts me about 4 years. You know, because I tend to do it 2-3 times a year. It's catching at the right time. Plenty of foliage. You haven't got loads of rain coming down, so it'll take it in. It just blank canvases it, you know, because otherwise you end up down here mowing and hoeing your paths, which, you know, what you want to be here doing what you intend, which is growing your veg and just weeding sort of them beds. But for maintaining paths, weed killer, it's too far and it's not cost effective enough for me to bring all the bark or wood chippings and all that sort of stuff over here, because it would be too labour intensive, and it's just not viable, really. If it was sort of right by the gate and it wasn't so far for me to drive, you know, I could get up here on a daily basis, I would, but I can't. So. But we'll have a quick look at what I've got, and then we'll have a quick look around where I've been up to. So courgettes, I've tidied the plants up, to be honest, because I saw some green tips on some, so I thought, oh, I'll tidy them up, see what they do. So, you know, some normal courgettes, some bigger ones. Sweet corn, I didn't pick it all because, well, let's be picking it all because I'm going to be coming up in a few days to obviously do a little bit more. So we're coming up to pick the peas, so I might as well just pull the corn as I need it, rather than it sort of like sitting at home and then drying out something. The Savoy, or the Rigoletto, there are quite a few aphids on this one, so I pulled a lot of the outer foliage off. It's a good size heart. This is a huge one. It's a nice clean heart, this. So that's Rigoletto, it's an F1. So they were sown February, I think. February, March, something like that. You know, they grow and they just hold well. Obviously they will go over at some point, but I've got, I think, 4 left, I think. So I'll just be eating a lot of cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower soon to make some room. I've got to do all my tomato sauce, pull my big carrots. I'll do my big carrots in another video, to be honest, rather than making this one a really big long one. So we'll have a quick look round. I'll wrap this video up, and then tomorrow see how energy levels are, and then I'll pull the big carrots. I pulled some, they're a bit hit and miss, to be honest, but just out of curiosity, you know, there won't be a big split on it, but we'll have a look at them anyway. So I'll have a look around and then I'm going to head off home, I think. Like I say, that one's had a bit of a hand weed amongst the beans and a little bit of hoe in between. Hold down that bottom, because like I said, we've got a few good days of sunshine. It's ideal hoeing weather. Skim the tops, so leave the weeds on the top if you want, doesn't matter, they'll dry out over the next few days. Not done anything with that bed. I'm half tempted to spray that, but I think I'll just skim it off, not now. Peas, I sort of like loop the looper, bit of jute twine along to lift them back. They've got mildew at the bottom. It's just that time of year. Damp conditions, lower light levels, just humid, and you end up with it. I've not touched my asparagus bed. Cauliflowers, they're all hand weeded. I tried to poke a hoe about in there, but 99% of them are out. There's a lot of seeds pinging, that bittercress I think it's called. Seeds of that pinging about everywhere. Same with the broccoli, a bulk of that out. So there's a few, well, there's a head on all of them to be honest, but they're not big enough yet, so like I say, I just need to keep an eye on them. But I reckon some of these within the next 2 weeks we'll be pulling some of these. So I think, like I said, Collie's got probably at least a month to go. We did that bed, which, you know, fairly straightforward to do. That was just a bit of hand weeding with the bigger stuff and then just skimmed it with a hoe. Tried to clear around these peas a bit down the bottoms. Have a look round. That was a really bad bit to do in there. It was full of thistles in there. Like I said, I mean, I had garlic in here with no net over all year, so any seeds that have come over the land, and it's same with the onions when you leave the nets up to wait for them to topple. So it's a bit tidier now. I pulled the this Primo 2. I did cut the main heads a while ago and cut across in them. I've got a tiny little cabbage. I would have had a few more, but the slugs have annihilated the other ones. There's a 4 Rigoletto, 3 decent ones and 1 tiny one. Courgette bed, give it a bit of a weeding, but I mean, tips are fairly healthy, so if I can spare on a little bit of extra growth and get a couple more courgettes, and it's worth doing. But we'll have a look at this little tiny cabbage, and we'll have a look at some, well, I'll try opening some corn, see what it's like. It might be not very great. Just pop you back on the stand. But yeah, the Primo 2 or Golden Acre cabbage that I grow sort of like in the early season, that tends to be ready sort of June, early July. It does erupt quite quick, it doesn't hold that well. It's great for coleslaw, it's good summer cabbage. And if you want to get rid of it, just pull the whole plant out, but otherwise cut it off, leave the base leaves there, as long as they're clean. And then you don't have to cut across in the stalk, I just tend to do. Just cut a little cross about, you know, 1/2 inch deep, and then it'll force it to produce smaller cabbages, a bit like a sucker. And you end up around this sort of size. You know, you get like anything between 4 and 6 of them, like a massive Brussels sprout really. Nice tight compact head. You can use that to knock up a bit of late season coleslaw if you want. It stores well, like that. You know, you can wrap it in cling film if you want, and it'll store well for weeks. So that's a little bonus crop. I've got corn. Well, this one here, it's been sort of ripped open at the end. This one, so probably earwigs and stuff in there, aphids and that. But I'll peel this one. I'll have something to tea when I get home. But the variety of this is Swift. Well, it's looking alright. It's looking promising anyway. A blonde wig out of the way. If you want to know when your sweet corn's ready, you get your little tassely bit at the end. This bit. It's usually like a pale sort of strawy colour. When it goes sort of dark brown, or completely rotted back like these are, it's kind of ready. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Decent sort of coverage. Do another one just to be sure. You know, compost heap's getting full now. Soon rot down though. Let's try this one. See if I feel any spaces in it. No. You do get them sometimes where it's proper gappy. Well, yeah, this one's probably from a bit further in. Could have probably gone a little bit long, this one, to be honest, but not to worry, because last year I actually just sort of tidied the cob up, left the green on and froze them. They're alright, cooking them, just, I don't know, they're better when they're light. So if you can eat them within like a few days of picking them, they'll be as sweet as you can possibly have them. But still, it's just that end, cut that off, you've still got decent cob there. So quite, so I say I don't think it's quite as, could have gone a little bit longer, but it'll be fine. You know, and I think there's, I can't remember how many plants I did now, it was 16. So I've probably got another, at least 10 cobs to pick. So that's it for this video. Like I say, tomorrow or the day after, see what energy levels are like. I'll have a whiz around back garden. Harvested some peppers. I'll show you them because they are massive. And we'll pull some of the big carrots for a laugh. We'll have a look what they're like. So thanks for watching. Take care. Like I said, there's links in the description if you want to donate to the channel. It all goes back in. It's all much appreciated. It really does help. So take care and I'll see you next time. See you now. Bye bye.